Did we switch
It's prime time.
sides?
No? No. Oh, well, from when we were off stream, yeah, we didn't have it in order. But
Ah,
now,
that's
yeah.
funny. Okay.
From normal, yes.
Oh,
It's all
look, I'm
crazy.
sitting short. Sitting
Right?
short
I'm
today.
I'm on like a bar stool type thing, so I'm actually sitting tall and had to like grab a lap desk so that you could even see anything in front of me.
Wow, I feel very short. Maybe
Story of our
I'll
lives.
sit on a pillow. Be
I
squishy.
do that on my normal ones.
Oh, let's see. There's 7 people in here tonight.
All
Today. I'm so
right.
used to it always being so late at night. Okay.
Yeah. It is
All
Saturday night.
righty. Okay, I'm lying. There's 4. Okay.
Nope. They were like,
Yes,
peace.
cocktails on a Saturday.
Right? Little cocktails, little crime. Like, it's the perfect blend.
Murphy's in here and he's like twirling around on those leather chairs. So I don't know if anybody else can hear that, but it's driving me crazy.
I can only hear, like, once we could see him, that's when I could hear him. But before that, I couldn't. So, oh,
Hello.
I forgot my wedding ring. Whoops.
You're what?
Yes, I'm single.
Oh,
From
I
washing
should
my
put.
hair earlier, I forgot to put back on my wedding ring.
Oh,
Single
yeah,
at night.
don't do that. I swear I'm
Well,
gonna
it's a,
kill
it's a
him.
cheap one.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mervster, he's excited about the case and the cocktail.
Okay. I'm gonna kick him out
That's
in a
what it
second.
is.
Stay. Here's your lamb chop. Okay.
Never. All
All right. You
right.
know what? I'm gonna let you start saying hi to everybody and I'm gonna kick my
Okay.
dog out.
All right. Bad Mervster. I will say it's saying hi. I loved, Michael, what you said to begin with, that you were worried you'd be late, then you remembered who you were dealing with. Exactly. Uh, this time, like both Michelle and I were running it at the last second, so I like filmed and edited a little thing right before we got started, and then I wasn't set up, so hence using the laptop webcam today. Malam, happy whiskey win criminals and cocktails.
Oops. Oops.
uh, hey, it's Mango. It's our boy Wandering Mango.
Yay. I haven't seen
AKA
you in
Mr. Blue.
forever.
Right? And
Hi, Joey
then
B.
Michael is joining us with a he's got his cocktail already made and waiting. Second cup of coffee for the day. It's well, what are you, 5:10? That's still late. Uh Nick Proman. Heyo.
Oh,
He
Nick.
has to do a little bit of work this weekend, which is lame. And
I know
yeah, Joey B.
Will is up at the winery with friends tonight. And so, which he earned, he went over to our rental and was like mowing the lawn and because we're getting ready to rent it. So he's
Yeah.
over there working all day.
Yeah. Well, after you've been down and out and sick, he's like, okay. There
Well, and he was
we go.
really sick too. So, in fact,
Mm.
he's still coughing. But
Jeez. It lingers.
all
It'll
right,
linger.
are we super excited? I'm excited about this one.
I'm stoked. I'm
So
definitely
recently,
stoked.
my entire social media feed since I started like looking into this case has just been all the influencers that have gotten in trouble. And I'm like, holy crap, you guys, maybe you shouldn't put your whole life out there if you're going to do shady shit.
Right? Like, how stupid can you be? You know, and some of them, it's like you were being pretty successful, and then you went and decided to do something stupid.
Yeah.
But
I mean, no offense
that's what
to
they'll
all of
do.
you that do that, but duh.
Yeah,
Hey,
that
James
do
Morgan's
stupid
here.
crimes. Full
Hmm.
offense to any of y'all who are doing dumb crimes.
I mean,
Just saying.
not recently, I don't know, a year or two ago, you know, that main highway that we live off of?
Yeah.
Um, there was an influencer that I think she also was like business coach or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, she
Those are the
was drunk
shadiest ones.
and ran over someone and kept going. And oh yeah, good
Wow.
Lord.
Dum 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 dum. I mean, it's the same like, you know, when celebrities do stupid shit and stuff. So they're
Yeah.
just like the newer version of celebrities now. Uh,
Oh.
the mango only does smart crimes, of course. What is up, James Morgan? How you doing, buddy?
So Adriana made the cocktail today, and instead of us, so let me roll out kind of how this is going to go. We're going to have a little different format. We are still doing Patreon Plinko at the end, and there's a what do you call it? Patreon only after show. So
Yeah,
I meant to make that a ticker, but I didn't. It's all right. Anyway.
so if you're not a patron, get in on that.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. And in that, we can chat about the crime. We got some announcements. We are going to do a giveaway in there as well. But we're going to keep this story rolling. It's going to be more of like us telling a story. Every now and then we may pause and kind of look through chat. But the goal is to be able to take this and put it into some reusable content, because we spend so much time and energy researching these crimes, and really nobody wants to sit through a live later. They might be interested in the crime. So anyway, we're not ignoring you. We'll go back to you. But just know in that patron only stream, we can really get into it. And whatnot.
We'll pause here and that, like now and then kind of thing. But
we're not going to ignore you at all.
Yeah, but the idea is to have it rolling.
Yeah, so. And you don't get lost in the story. Doesn't get lost in it that way. I feel.
Yeah.
So and then also Adriana we both made our drinks ahead of time, but she filmed it so that we can just roll that for you guys. And if you have the ingredients, I hope you are drinking along with us.
Yeah. So along the lines of us trying to like reuse our stuff, let's see if I can figure out how to share it. The video. Here we go. Let's see. Is that gonna work?
There you go. Looks like you got it added.
Blackberry Sunset Whiskey Sour while we talk about Ashley Grayson case for our Criminals and Cocktails episode. So real quick, here's how to make it. So I took off my glasses so that we don't get that weird creepy ring light circle. So bear with. We've got 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Obviously, you want to do something 100 proof or higher. Obviously, I'm going to use my trusty Knob Creek. Then we've got 3/4 of an ounce of blackberry liqueur. I couldn't find blackberry liqueur, but according to Google, you can use blackberry brandy as an alternative. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to have 3/4 of lemon juice. I prefer mine freshly squeezed personally. It's really not all that much work. And if you can get ones that are like almost the size of your head, even better. So we have that. And then we're going to do some 3/4 of an ounce of blackberry simple syrup. So it's basically been like 2 parts bourbon and then 1 part of everything else. So we're going to do 3/4 ounce of blackberry simple syrup. And in order to make the blackberry simple syrup, there's a couple recipes out there. The one I went with, because it sounded like it'd be a little bit less sweet, was, hold on, again, no glasses. 3/4 cup of water, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 cup of blackberries. I did fresh, but it said you can do fresh or frozen. And actually like a little pinch of salt. So you just like heat that up on medium heat, the water and the sugar for 2 minutes, just to get the sugar melted in. Then put in your blackberries, let it simmer for like 10 minutes, and strain it, and you've got blackberry simple syrup. So also, my first time drinking or eating a blackberry. Too weird. They say 3/4 ounce of egg white. I don't really know how you measure that out. I just did an egg white from a fresh egg. I know you can get those boxes. Maybe you could measure it that way, but no. So I'm just doing a whole egg white. I do love that it includes that. In a normal whiskey sour, I always love real egg white, so to me that's legit. And then they say to add the bitters. I like to add the bitters at the end, so I'm not going to shake those in there. And then they say to shake it with a cube of ice to do like the dry shake. I normally do my dry shake for whiskey sour without any ice in it, and then we'll add ice and do some more shaking. So first the dry shake, because you need to do that when you've got the egg white. That should create some suction. That's a good sign. Already some of it sprayed on me. Of course, now we're gonna add the ice. A little bit.
Purposely left that in.
Now we'll add some ice. Shake again, get it nice and chilled. If your arms are tired by the end, that's a good sign. Now we have our chilled coupe glass. And we're just gonna strain it into there. I'm excited for this one. Boop. A little bit more than fits in here. Boop. We'll add our bitters. Our black walnut bitters, but these ones are by Honest John. It says 2 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we'll just garnish it with some lemon and maybe a couple blackberries on a little stick. If you have a Puerto Rican flag, it makes it even better. Everybody knows that. Cheers, Blackberry Sunset Whiskey Sour.
I love that.
It's very weird to sit and watch it.
So Michael says that Chambord liqueur is blackberry. I wondered, and I had that, and that's what I used. And I hoped I
sweet.
wasn't. I did not put the egg white, and yours, if you hold it up, looks so much better than mine. But
Oh
I
yeah.
can't get on board with the egg white. I just
Egg white
can't.
is where it's at. It's so good. For me, you just can't have the whiskey sour without it.
There went my blackberry.
No, I was like, did you just pour half of it on you?
No, I dropped my blackberry.
Cocktails and chaos. Exactly.
Yes, it's true. Oh,
I filmed and
Chambord
edited
and
that in the past hour.
you what?
I filmed and edited that in like the past hour. So.
You did, because I was like, oh, we forgot that we were going to do
this.
that. She's like, I got it. Okay.
Let's see if we can make it happen.
Mm.
So there you go. Hopefully y'all enjoy. I kind of like it. It doesn't taste that different to me from a regular whiskey sour, but
I did
like
mine
that
with
little bit of
Russell's.
tartness. With Russell's,
Yeah,
the 110.
yeah. Us Gen Xers, more protein as we get older.
See,
Yeah. Yeah, recently my doctor said that my body is eating my muscles because I'm not eating enough protein.
oh yeah, you'll start to catabolize your muscles if you don't have
Yeah,
enough protein.
that's
Eat more protein. Why are you
got
not
it.
having enough protein?
My bad arms. Okay,
Protein.
so
Protein's my
we
baby.
gotta get going because this case is a whole lot of something, let me tell you. And we are going to we're going to dig into this case, and this is, I got my notes down here. This is about a social influencer, and her name's Ashley Grayson. Well, actually it's Ashley Madingill Grayson. I don't know. She got around. Anyway,
Yeah.
so she got super duper popular. She said she made like $1 million in an hour, and she could fix your credit, and she showed this big lavish lifestyle, and then now she's in prison. So it's a riches to rags to riches to rags story. I don't know,
Right?
but
Be careful.
so we're gonna get into that.
Hire.
You what?
I said, be careful who you hire for your
Yes.
business coach. Sounds shady. They all seem kind of shady.
And there's a lot of them
Trying to
out
find good
there.
ones.
I was like, because now it's all coming into my feed. These women, I'll tell you, they be on yachts and they be getting into these fancy cars, and I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be all about showing the glam life and showing off.
Wandering Magoo says, cheers all, I missed entering. What is that? I'm so
Entering what?
blind. What is
It's
that?
a mango.
little- Mango. Oh, hi, Mango.
Because we said hi to him earlier. It's mango.
I know. Lawyer in chat, no stupid crimes. Okay. All right, let's get into it, you guys. So Ashley Grayson is a woman. She's currently 35. She is from Dallas, Texas. So she had this big following, mostly on Facebook and Instagram with some TikTok going on, but Facebook was huge for her. If you look now, she has a new Facebook page and it's active and it has a lot less followers, but she still has some followers. And anyway, that is in the description. There's a few links in the description for your curious minds.
I think it's funny that she made a new separate one. Like, here's my post-crime version of me.
I'm assuming the other one was like seized by the feds
Yeah,
kind of
maybe.
thing for
Yeah.
evidence. Because this was a federal case. Um, so she described
Yikes.
herself as a bestseller, an 8-figure business coach. What else? She had like a list. A course creator and a philanthropist. Okay,
Right.
that's quite the
Sure. Sure.
bio.
Sure.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
So she just
Um,
like dropped dollar bills in the like Santa ringing the bell thing and considered herself a
she
philanthropist.
was she was something. She really started to pick up speed when she supposedly made $1 million in less than an hour. And everybody just went gaga over that. And
Yeah.
um, so she this is all about the fact that she tried to hire a couple to take out 3 people. 2 people that were like her rivals,
Whoops.
and her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So,
I like the idea that
um,
she tried to hire a couple. Like, what is it, like, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie or whatever, where they're both married assassins kind of thing. Like, that's
I think it's
sweet.
like
I'm
doubling
glad they
your
were.
odds. If one chicken's
Yeah.
out, the other one won't.
I'm glad that they're in the business together. That's cool.
Or maybe it's like, they're going to tell their spouse or their significant other, so you might as well make them an accomplice so you don't have
Yeah,
anything
might
to
as well
worry
help each
about.
other out. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me. I'm getting all criminally smart and shit.
Once you read enough of these and listen to enough of it, you start picking
I
up stuff.
know. Okay. So she did have a rough beginning to life. Like she was in a lot of foster homes. And she did this interview where she was like, I was born with this bad credit, which she wasn't born with it. By the time she was 16, people had taken out so many credit cards and stuff in her name that her credit was just shot. Um,
Oh, weird.
I know. So she decided to do something about it starting at the age of 16, and she started fixing her credit. And then when she did that, she was like, I could make a business out of this. She claims that she started this business with an overdrawn bank account, and she was so successful at fixing her credit that all of a sudden she was getting money, and she started putting it on TikTok or Facebook and Instagram and whatnot.
Oh, like
Um,
the fact that she was fixing her credit. She was like
so yeah,
advertising.
yeah.
Yeah,
And later
gotcha.
she rolled out this whole digital course recipe or digital course recipe business and charged thousands and thousands of dollars. I think like one was
Recipe?
if you paid $1,000, you get this, and it goes
Of
on and
course.
on. So she was married for 6 years, but she met this IT guy who she, was having him help with IT and whatnot. His name was Patrick Tate. So they're working together. Pretty soon they're playing together. Um, they're doing some things, and she's
Yeah.
married. And he knows that she's
Ew.
married. He's like, yeah, she was married and she did not care. So
Okay.
this goes on for a while, and then her husband finds out.
Mm.
So she ends up divorced.
So did her husband work like
I don't
as she's
know.
making all this bank? Just like
I'll be
wondering
honest,
how
that
couples deal
first
with this.
husband, there's not a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew about it. I don't know much about him at all. I couldn't
Yeah.
find a lot of this stuff. They were very, very careful to hide names. Things were redacted. There was initials that actually weren't even their real initials. And I had to go in and get a transcript to even find out the names of the victims. It was
Wow.
crazy.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Sugar Kitty says, then the lady said she tried to get investors on 3 different dating sites, and one of them was better because it was only upper echelon people. What the F? Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Investors. Sugar
So she gets
daddies.
caught cheating. She has a divorce, wastes no time snuggling up with Patrick. So her and Patrick
Mm.
get really serious. Then, they kind of start getting involved business wise. And then, surprise, she cheats on Patrick.
Ah, I thought he was
So
going to be the next husband.
she cheats on Patrick with Joshua Grayson. He was super
Ah.
religious and known to be like really well known in the credit repair business and like godly and all this stuff.
Mhm.
They get married. She wastes no time. They get married. He actually sent an email to Patrick that was like, she's with me, I win, you don't get her, kind of thing.
Oh,
And
wow.
Patrick's like, what are you talking
Patty.
about? What's going on? That
Aw.
cheater wouldn't cheat on me.
No. Poor ditzy Patrick.
Poor guy. So Joshua and her get this business going, right? They realize he's really well known in the credit repair business. She's got her credit repair business. So they team up and they are super credit repair. And of course, they're preying on individuals that, you know, they may not know how to fix their credit. They may not know what's shady and what's not. And that's who they targeted.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so here they are, they're doing these things and they're taking people's money and they're doing these courses and they're like, we'll fix your credit. And they're telling people like, look, we got this off your credit and that off your credit and your credit score is going up. And she's getting super, you know, famous. She's like, I made $1 million in under an hour. And they show these pictures. I've got some pictures here. Let me tell you. Okay, first of all, this is her. This is Ashley, the big Ash.
The big ash. Wow.
The big
Okay. Sounds like the big
ass.
ass, but
Yeah. And so they're like, at this point, she's posting, showing her like extravagant life and all these things. Like this was her mansion.
nothing says godly like this mansion and a
I
huge
mean,
chain
I didn't
necklace
get
that says
time
the
to
big
like,
ash.
I had all these pictures and I didn't get them all in here, but like there's the two of them in this, was it a Benz? What? I don't remember what it was now, but I was just like, oh my God. Oh, here it is. It's buffering. But anyway, so as they're showing this lifestyle, there's all these people that are also doing this kind of business and they're competing. I mean, look at that
Oh wow.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's humble,
Yeah.
right?
Very humble. I was
Oh.
just I'm like so humble. So
First of all,
humble.
the fishnets. Just saying. Anyway,
Right?
so yeah,
Yeah.
they're showing it off, and there's other influences out there that are doing the same kind of thing. They're like, look at me, you know, I can help your business. And all these people are like, yeah, I want that. She did it in under an hour. You know, I could probably do it in a week, you know, whatever. So they are living so extravagantly and they're putting so much on social media. Like she gets engaged on a yacht. They have this big, huge wedding. Monica, the R&B singer, like performs at these events. It was
Oh wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people want her life, right?
Yeah.
So Cheryl, I think it's Cheryl. It's just spelled weird. Cheryl Hodges. Now let me show you a picture of Cheryl. And I want you to remember her.
Fishnets. Jesus was a fisher of men.
There you go. So this is Cheryl. It's kind of a fuzzy.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. It looks
But
like it was a screenshot during a stream or something.
I think it was. I think it was her actual like TikTok or Facebook account. She has one. And if you guys go check out Cheryl Hodge, she annihilates Ashley on social media. And so Ashley's like, F this girl, you know, quit it. Before that happened, though, Cheryl purchased the program, the course, right? She's like, my credit is crap. I need my credit fixed.
Right.
So they're like, look at all this stuff that's happening. And then Cheryl's like, wait a minute. That never came off my credit. That didn't come off my credit. I'm paying you all this money. You're telling me these things. And she's putting two and two together and realizes her credit's not getting any better. Nothing that Ashley is telling her is true. This is what Cheryl says. So Cheryl says,
Wow.
you scammed me out of $2,000 and I want it back. I want it back.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
yeah. And so Ashley says, well, no. In fact, not only am I not going to give you that money back, I'm going to start reporting you to all those credit bureaus and ruin your credit even more.
What? Wow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Way to run a good business.
Yeah. I mean, way to help out the less fortunate.
Yeah.
Um,
Very godly.
so Cheryl is like, okay, this, I can't be the only one. So she starts going on Facebook and looking to see if there's anybody else that this might be happening to, right? And so she finds this group of people that are like, yeah, she's a scammer. She's taking all our money. So is her husband, like all this stuff. And she's like, oh, let's do something about it, right?
Hmm.
I mean, that
That
sounds
makes
like a good
sense.
idea.
Yeah, that
So
makes
she
sense.
starts sharing Ashley and her husband's like bad reviews off their businesses. She's pulling off their businesses and she's showing these reviews. And she's
Yeah.
like, if they're helping all these people, why aren't those people putting reviews in there?
Yeah. Yeah. Where are
And
the, yeah, look, my
yeah.
credit score went up this much and they
So
fixed it. Doing so much better.
she's starting to
I
throw some
drive
shade
a Benz. Yeah.
at things. Um, Josh Fritz. So we are doing a Blackberry Sunset
Sunset whiskey
Whiskey
sour.
Sour. Yes.
Yes.
The recipe is in the description and it is deliciousness. Okay. So remember how Ashley said she started this business because it was like rags to riches, right? She
Right.
had this big successful thing right in the beginning and she's going to teach you all how to do it, right?
Right. Right. Super
So
kind. Awesome. Very helpful.
yeah, Cheryl finds out, no, let me show you this picture. This
Oh.
is, so that's not what happened according to what Cheryl says. So if you look at, oh, that's a fuzzy one. I think I have a better one. These are off of her TikTok. I don't know if you can see it. You really can't. I'm sorry, guys. That's terrible. Anyway, she lost a finger on an assembly line and she got a workman's comp settlement.
Oh.
Then she used that money to start this business and take money from other people for these courses.
Convenient. Okay. Now it's coming together.
So
Oh, she got the initial dough.
Cheryl's like, no, she's lying, she's scamming. This is what really happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ashley's still showing her extravagant life and taking people's money. But she's starting to panic because she knows people are like figuring it out now, right?
Right.
About this time, she meets Olivia Johnson. Olivia Johnson's a really successful hairstylist. I think she's in Memphis or Tennessee. I don't know. Anyway,
Somewhere in Tennessee.
well, she wants her credit repaired, right? Well, so Ashley's like, man, things are happening. Hey, Olivia, how would you like to promote my business on your platform with all your followers? And we'll go from there. So
Yeah.
Olivia gives her, some money and then she starts promoting her and they become actually pretty good friends. Long distance. You know how that goes, right?
Yeah. Right.
Social media, YouTube, whatever. You got friends that aren't in your town.
Yeah. We get that in whiskey too.
Yeah. So she asks Olivia for like the name of 3 moms that she can gift some things to. She wants to give back to some women.
Right.
And so Olivia thinks about it and she gives her 3 names. One of those names is Olivia's mom. Olivia's mom had her house shot up 5 times in the 2 years that she lived there.
Oh,
And like a 7-year-old boy, I think, was shot in the house. And I think it was like her grandson. And
Oh
so
no.
he did recover. He did
Okay.
recover.
Yeah.
Um, so you know what? I'm going to gift your mom a house. I'm going to
Oh.
gift her a house. I'm going to pay the taxes up for like 2 years. News stories
Yeah.
pick it up. This is all over. This is big news. There's these news stories about how she gifts this house and the family's overjoyed. And they did. They moved in, and
Right.
Olivia and her mom are just like so grateful. And Cheryl's getting that good publicity, or not Cheryl, sorry, Ashley is getting that good
Right.
publicity that she needs.
Yeah.
And everybody gets to see how generous Ashley is.
Of course.
So in 2022, Ashley like gets a hold of Olivia and says, "Hey, can you and your boyfriend Justin, I want to talk to you about a business opportunity. Can you come down here to Dallas?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah, we'll come to Dallas. That's fine."
Yeah.
Long
Okay.
story short, she offers over $60,000 to them. Um,
Oh.
she says, "Listen, if you take out these three people, I figure they're worth at least 20,000 a piece. And we're going to talk about this one. Remember this name. If you can take out Derica, that's an extra 5 if you can do it next week."
Oh. Okay.
So let me tell you about Derica. Now, I'm sure you can get a good idea of what the issue is here when you see Derica's picture off of her account.
Ah. Competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Dr. Derica Harwell is her name.
All
And she
right.
describes herself as, quote, lost it in my notes. Oh, here we go. She has 56,000 followers on one of her platforms. She claims to be a 7-figure business coach and an award-winning author. So basically, she's
Okay.
doing exactly what Ashley was, but probably legit, right? Like she really is a business
Yeah.
coach. She knows how
Yeah.
to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
she is all the things that Ashley wants to be.
Right. And maybe even has like good reviews of people who actually got their credit fixed and
And she's
actually
still out there.
became
You can go
successful
check
thanks
out
to her courses.
Dr. Derica Hodge. You can check her out. She's still out there. She's still doing what she does. She gave a little bit of attention to this when it first happened.
Yeah.
But you watch it. You tell me what you think about it. You guys go watch it. So Ashley's really jealous of Derica, and she really wants her out of the picture. So she's like, extra $5,000 if you can just make her go away right now.
Why the
So
rush? Why was it like,
I
there's
think
this like,
that there was
tell
some
me that.
jealousy. She thought Derica was making these fake profiles and talking crap about her. And like Derica and Sherelle both were kind of like, she's a fraud. And Derica had made a comment on one of
Yeah.
Ashley's posts, and it just sent Ashley over the edge.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
they've offered this money to Olivia and them, right? And her and Joshua supposedly, allegedly, were in this together. And there is a video of a call of a video call between Olivia and someone talking about hiring people and how easy it's going to be to get one person, but not the other one because the other one has a lot of eyes on her. This whole thing. Because the feds actually, Derica was like, "Listen, I'm filing a restraining order." And they're like, "Actually, there's a hit out on you. So we're going to take you and put you into protection."
Wow.
So what
So the feds
happened?
already knew, had already, gotcha.
So what happened was Olivia, remember, she was the one that was offered everything. Olivia was offered the money, offered to be hired, had the phone
Okay.
call. Her mother was gifted a home,
Right. Yeah. Talk about
And
strings attached.
I mean, do you think that had anything to do with the fact that she was going to ask her to do this favor?
Right? Like now you kind of owe me a big one. So,
Oh yeah, and like she had even Olivia had put out this statement that she would be forever indebted to her and what a generous
right.
person she was.
Yeah. How can I ever
So
pay you back?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was funny because before the stream, Nick and I were talking, and I was like, I don't understand how people find these people. Like, how do you find somebody to ask to murder someone? You know, like that's just like a like. But I'm also the same way about drugs. I'm constantly like, I don't even know if I woke up tomorrow morning and was like, I want to try the cocaine. How would one go about? I'm like, I don't even know how to start with that. Otherwise, finding somebody to murder for you. But now it makes a little more sense. You buy them out and make them owe you, and then it's like I scratch your back, you
or
scratch my back.
or you're preying on that certain pool, right? That
Right? Yeah.
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
pool is all non that would do that. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than likely you're going to find.
Find
Yeah,
people who you feel like will,
you go
that they
fishing
owe
in a
you.
dirty pond,
I
you
might be
might
more
find a
willing.
dirty fish. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was I just made that up right there on the.
That was a good one. It sounded legit. That sounded like a Southern expression right there.
Michael says dark net. Okay.
What do you do
So
though? You go to Google and you go dark net cocaine. That seems like it wouldn't go.
yeah,
Don't tell me. I don't actually want to know. It's just one of those things
yeah.
where I'm like, how
This
does a
is
normal
a
person
rhetorical question, but where
end
the
up in
heck is
this
the
realm?
dark net? Where's the dark net? Don't
Right?
tell me.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a bizarre
Okay.
thing to me.
Anyway,
Interesting.
so this is about the time that Olivia finds out that the house isn't her mom's. That the deed,
Oh.
Ashley's name's on the deed.
Oh.
It wasn't real. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. She could take it back at any moment. Yeah.
So
Wow.
about
So
that time, this video phone call gets leaked.
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
never
Hey, I don't owe
stole
you
again.
shit. Turns out I don't owe
Um,
you anything.
oh, Josh Fritz, being informed that you've been greenlit because you're successful. Mhm. Yeah.
That's great. Also, I love that the cops are the ones who are like, well, we know. We have
Yeah.
to
By the
trace
way.
those people down through those routes.
So meanwhile, now remember, Cheryl's over here and she's like blasting her all over social media going, hey, hey, scammy, scammy.
Yeah, yeah.
And she starts noticing some weird stuff, like a knock on her door and then there's no one there. She got a phone call, really strange phone call about how like, hey, someone wants to take you out. Be careful, this and that. So she goes to the police and is like, I think I need to get a restraining order. Like, this is going on. I don't know. I wouldn't even know who to get the restraining order on. I think it's this woman. And they're
Right.
like, oh, yeah, by the way, you have a hit on you. So be real careful.
BT does. Meant to email you, but we just forgot about it. It was on
Knock
our
on
to-do
your
list.
door.
Yeah.
No one answered.
So, we tried.
So
Wow.
at this point, she's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But I
Not
think
cool.
because she had offered that extra money for Derica, they felt that that was more of a viable immediate threat. So they put her off into a hotel.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so then Ashley, she's like, holy crap, I need to do something. So to make herself like look more innocent, she files a defamation suit trying to make herself look more innocent.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
Trying to fight the fire with fire.
What a good person she is.
She's such a sweetie. How
So
you gonna back that thing up?
so here's how it goes. From
Yeah.
here on, everybody knows what's going on. Everybody's digging in. The feds are involved. And Ashley's trying to scramble and keep her appearance up on social media. She's got a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old. I mean, like, and there's these pictures all over. And she's just like, my family and this and that and woe is me and whatnot.
Did she hire a PR person or something? Like,
No.
that's
I mean,
very
maybe
much
she live in
playing
the
the,
house.
right? Yeah, right? That feels very much like playing the PR game. What a
So,
family person I
um, okay, so June 29th, where did that go? There we go. June 29th of 2023, they hand down an indictment for Ashley and Joshua for use of interstate facility in commission of murder for hire and racketeering.
Oh, that's why it's federal. She's in Texas and they were in Tennessee. Gotcha.
So, yeah, and so like the whole, I was like, wait a minute, the interstate facility, how'd they do that? That phone call. That phone
Right.
call to another state, it was the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what made it that.
Yep.
Okay. So at this
Buy
point,
people houses in your state if you're gonna try and hire them to be a murderer. At least then it wouldn't be federal.
maybe you should have been nicer. Don't scam the person that you're asking to do this.
There's another one. Yeah, maybe, don't screw them over before they've even done the thing for you.
Yeah.
And they might have proof. Yeah.
And if you go on social media and the link is in the description of that video, that is pretty much what they convicted her with. That video, like, she's like, it's going to be so easy to get that one. I mean, it's crazy. Go watch that right
It's
after you
a
hit the
video.
like.
It's like a FaceTime video or something? Or just like
They
the
put
audio
it on
recording?
social media. So I want to say it was Cheryl Hodge that put it on social media, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But there's a link down there. It's all over social media, actually. Oh, thank you, Michael. I did not know the answer to that.
Yeah. So Derica Harwell, one of the potential victims that was given the bonus for if you did it super fast, was
Mhm.
a honorary doctorate in philosophy from TIUA Business School. It's the Dr. Harwell.
Which is probably why she's so successful.
Yep.
Okay. So they've done the indictment June 29th of 2023. July 7th, the arrest warrant is executed. They end up on a $10,000 unsecured bond and the surrender of their passports. So, there we go. August 9th. So June is the indictment. July is the arrest warrant. August 9th, they pled not guilty, both of them. And they expected the trial to last about 4 days. Jump
Okay.
forward.
When was it that
7.5
they made the
months
phone
later.
call?
You what?
When was it that like the phone call happened? Like when was it that they actually started in trying to hire these people? I always like wonder like how long
Yeah.
it takes to go
Okay.
down.
So the
Because sometimes it
phone
sounds like
call-
it's the week later, but it's actually months or a
I
year.
know I try to cut out some of the facts because otherwise
Yeah,
we'd be here
yeah.
for hours, but that's probably one I should
Yeah.
have kept in there. The phone
Oops.
call, they figured that leaked right about the time that the house, that she found out the house wasn't
Oh,
hers.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Sorry. And I
don't know.
could look for it later and mention it later.
September 10th, 2022 is when she recorded it. So I'm assuming it was
Okay.
shortly after that.
Yeah, yeah. So not long after. Wow. Crazy.
So
So now we're in August 2023. The trial is
yes,
going to begin.
I went back in my notes looking for that. Okay. So the defense this time is arguing that that video was, quote, spliced and diced, that it was tampered with, that that's not really what happened. They're trying to make her look bad. Okay.
Of course. It's not her. It's AI.
So interestingly, one thing that was smart was Ashley and Joshua did not testify. And from the transcripts that I looked at, it looked like there was quite a few like withdraw of legal counsel and then new legal counsel. And I don't know what that was about. A lot of that transcript, like I said, was either redacted or whatnot. But I was surprised. Nowhere could I find the names of these people until I found this transcript. So that was very helpful. So March, they said 4 days, August 9th. We're up now 7.5 months later to March 29th. That's when the jury gets sent to deliberate. It's done. Let's go. So the jury goes to deliberate at 3:53 p.m. Okay, on March 28th. 28th.
And this
They
is
go
the
to,
husband
like-
and wife are on trial, right? Ashley and Joshua.
And Joshua. Her and her
Yeah.
husband are both on trial for this.
Got it.
And so March 28th at 3:53, so 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they get sent off to deliberate. They come back at like, I don't know, 5 o'clock or whatever. Like, we haven't reached a decision. So they sequester them. They bring them back the next morning on the 29th. By 12:26 p.m., they came back with a verdict. That is so fast.
Nice. I love it.
So they come back and they find Ashley guilty of count 1, which is the murder for hire.
Yeah.
And they
yeah.
find Joshua not guilty.
Oh. Do we believe
I
he's not guilty?
think, I mean, it's just my opinion. I think it's because of that phone call. I think Ashley was on that phone call. She does mention his name a couple times, but it's more like Joshua thinks she's going to be harder to get to because there's so many eyes on her. Well, that sentence alone doesn't say, it's just going to be hard to get. Maybe they want an autograph,
Yeah. It
So
does
that-
imply he's aware of it, but if that's it, that's not actually proof that she could have talked to him in a way of like, if I wanted to just meet her privately, how do you think that would work? And he said that she'd be harder to get to.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that was March. Also in March of 2024, at this point, Ashley has a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and she's pregnant.
Oh.
So she's thinking that in court, maybe the judge will kind of take it easy on her because she's pregnant. And the judge, he sentences her to the maximum sentence. Maximum.
That
And
didn't work.
The
You think
acting
she got
US
pregnant just to like
I mean, that's the theory. That's the theory out there.
to manipulate?
The judge actually, I think it was the judge. I think it was the judge or the prosecutor made a comment. It was the judge made a comment that if you think that being pregnant is going to make me take it easy on you, or that you're not going to go to this prison or whatever, he's like, the Department of Corrections has an amazing medical program for expectant mothers. In fact, the sooner someone goes to prison, the better, because then they can get set up for the best care.
Wow. I love it. He's like, no, I don't care.
Okay.
Not working on me.
So the maximum sentence is 10 years without parole, 3 years of
Oh.
supervision after.
Is this because it's a federal crime as opposed to a
Now,
'Cause I feel
remember,
like-
she didn't actually take anybody out.
Right, nobody actually was killed. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I guess
Yeah.
that's the difference of it being.
So the acting U.S. attorney states, at the time he stated, this was a 21st century crime where online feuds and senseless rivals blend into the real world. The defendant tried to hire someone to murder a woman over things that happened exclusively on the internet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She was sentenced to the 10 years without parole. Here's the part that I thought was weird. Now, I know when you come out and you've got 3 years supervision, they put a lot of things in, like they'll say like you can't have a passport or you can't leave the state or whatever, right? They have these things.
Uh-huh.
Her stipulations, there was 3 of them. One of them was no contact with the victims. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there was 4, excuse me. Submitting to a DNA test, maybe so they can
Okay.
make sure you are who you say you are when you check in. I don't know, but you have to agree
Yeah.
to do that. You agree to a mental health evaluation. Okay. She had to agree to participate in MRT cognitive therapy or something similar to that cognitive therapy.
Okay.
Now, I'm not getting
Interesting.
into what people's beliefs are and all that kind of stuff about freedom of this and that, but I
Yeah.
find it very interesting that that was so specific on the type of therapy that she had to have 10 years later from now,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
So the idea is, so 10 years from then, she has to do these things to be released at that point in
No,
time.
she has to be willing to do these things during the 3 years after she's released.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Why the
Okay.
DNA test? Maybe just they want her like in VICAP or whatever to have
I
her
don't
in the.
know. I
I
I
thought you
don't
kind of
know.
automatically were as a.
Could it be they just
Yeah.
want her in the system, or could it be that when she checks in, they want to make
That's what
sure
I
it's
was
really
thinking.
her?
That. Yeah. So this is what I was just thinking. That I thought it was just kind of automatic that if you're convicted of a felony,
Hmm.
your DNA was put into the database for any kind of crime comparisons when they find a DNA profile and can compare to previous felons.
Josh asked, did the state pursue charges if convicted sentences could run concurrent? I could not find where they did, but this is very recent, so it probably could still happen.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the thing about it. This was all very new, I mean, so April of 2024, Derica Howell put out this thing on her social media, and she was like, listen, those of you, and this part isn't a quote. This part is a summary of what she said. Those of you that come on here to get into the tea, and those of you that want to support someone who literally had someone hired to unalive me, then I will block you. If you follow that person and me, I will block you. Stop it. But I am going to say this, kind of this about that,
Yeah.
right? She
Yeah.
says, quote, Ashley Grayson was found guilty of trying to murder me. She also said, I was never Ashley's business partner, nor did I ever purchase her course. And this is a big, long thing, so I pulled quotes out of it. She says, this has
Yeah.
been going on since 2021 when I first went to file a restraining order.
Wow.
That's what set it off. And if you go
Yeah.
to Derica Howell, if you go to her social
Like
media,
website or
she's got a few
yeah.
posts like that, but she didn't give it a lot
Yeah.
of attention, which
I mean,
good
I
for
think that
her.
makes sense. You want your thing to be about your business. You don't want your business derailed by everybody wondering about this thing that you had no control
Yeah.
over. You weren't actually personally involved in. It was just somebody trying to do something in the
Yeah.
background to you. So it makes sense. She's like, nah, I don't want this to be the focus. Like, you come here for what I'm putting all this effort and work into in actually doing the job that I'm saying I'm going to do for
Yeah.
people, as opposed to a certain somebody.
Well, and I feel like too that strong, successful women, they get it out there because you do. I mean, we all want people to just hear our side. So I think it was smart of her to address it head on, say the
Yeah.
facts, say the things.
Yeah.
But she very well could have went into victim mode and got a bunch of followers by doing the,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this happened. And then people want the tea, so they follow her and they watch it. And I don't
Yeah.
see where she really did that.
Yeah.
And I think that's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, to me, that just like gives more respect to her, because it's like, she's a businesswoman. She's building this business. This is her. You, as a businesswoman, understand that. And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't want something to screw up your business and everything to shift the attention to that. It's like, no, I want my business to thrive,
Well,
not
I
this
mean,
15-minute fame sob story.
if this
She
is
looks
the
like a
image you're
badass.
trying to portray, going
Right.
on
That's a
there
badass.
and being a victim, which she is a victim, it's not even playing a victim. She was a
Mm.
victim. And
Yeah.
this is her saying, I am not a victim, you
Yeah.
know?
She looks like a
And
badass. Yeah.
and Cheryl Hodge, she took a little bit of a different approach, but I understand that too. She went on the offensive. She's like, look at this chick,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Get
She's
it.
mad. She was getting screwed over. Her money was taken. She's like, no, I want people to know that she sucks.
Now, let's not forget there was a third victim,
That's right.
Patrick. Remember that ex-boyfriend
Aw,
that she was
dumb
cheating on?
Patrick.
So Patrick, who she was cheating on her husband with Patrick, and then Patrick's like, yay, I got her, I win. And then she cheats on Patrick with Joshua. She marries Joshua. She
Poor
hires
dumb
someone to take out
Patrick.
Patrick.
Why? He's just
I
the dicks in the
couldn't find
background.
it. Why? Guys, go find out why she tried to take out
Poor
Patrick.
Patrick.
Come back and lay it in a comment. And I'll do like a little 3-minute update and I'll tag you in it because I'm so curious. Why
Was it like
Patrick?
a BOGO deal kind of thing? Like buy two, get one free? You know, she was thinking like, well, while I'm at it, while I'm making this list, like, let me just go ahead and get rid of this one too.
Yeah, MC is like, you
Aw.
should get to tell your story how you want. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes, exactly.
And
Yeah.
there's something
Aw,
else,
poor
another thing, if you
Patrick.
guys wanted to dig into it, like I said, try to keep it a little bit shorter, but for some reason, not for some reason, there's a lot of talk about how she was trying to take one of these people out in front of their children or something. I couldn't
Oh.
find exactly what that was. And honestly, I
Yeah.
didn't dig too deep because I didn't
Yeah.
want to get into it. But that was another layer to this. And the only reason
Yeah.
I bring it up is if it's true, it really goes to show that this wasn't a woman who just got successful and got out of control with jealousy and success. This goes to character, core beliefs, and what you're willing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, that makes me come back to thinking about the whole like required therapy thing, and MC pointed out it's probably contract with therapy providers also, and I'm kind of wondering if it's like if there's like kind of a clinical study of like can this type of therapy make a difference with like this type of personality disorder or whatever, and so
Yeah.
it's like the way of recruiting for that sort of thing is
Well,
like,
I
well,
know
if
they
you've
use
been
it a lot for like intrusive thoughts and people that are obsessing over things. So
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's a lot of
Yeah.
different realms that they can use that for.
Yeah, maybe some kind of psych eval, on her was like she would be a good candidate for this program or that kind of thing, and to test and see if somebody this cold-blooded and selfish can
So I'll
handle
tell
it.
you, in the description of here is a link to her current Facebook. And I meant to like share it so that I could show you and maybe I still could, but they're current. Like it starts, she's doing, if you scroll back a little ways, she's like, my sentencing's coming up. They offered me 20 years. Oh my gosh, my kids would be this age. And she's very much victim in this. Pray for me,
Mhm.
cousins. And she calls everybody cousins, and
Yeah.
then it gets closer and closer. And she's like, I turn myself over tomorrow. I start my 10 years. There's pictures of her kissing her baby and she's pregnant. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Is her
so
husband divorcing her? Do we know?
nope, her man, according to her, is standing by her side.
Yeah.
We'll
For
see.
now. Yeah.
And the last post that's on her Facebook is like, she's doing it from prison. And if you go, all right, guys, I'm going to tell you this and you do with it what you want. But let me just tell you, please proceed with caution and make good decisions. On that Facebook, it also has her address for Christmas cards at the prison saying Christmas cards would be welcome. She also asks for you to support her through Facebook with stars. And if you don't know what stars are, it's kind of like the same as like a super thanks.
Who
It's
the
how
hell
you
would be supporting?
give money. She needs the money on her books, man, for some coffee. Girl needs some
Yo,
coffee.
who's gonna give her stars? That's hilarious.
I guarantee. Have you
Oh my
learned
God.
nothing from this series, Adriana? There are people that will
Yeah,
give her
yeah.
stars and a house.
I hope that Joshua gets together with Patrick. Like, I hope that's how this turns out. This becomes like a gay romance novel, and he leaves her for Patrick, and they
Or at
just
least
ride
a
off into the
bromance,
sunset
right?
together.
Or at least a
Yeah.
bromance. And
No,
like,
I want love in Dallas,
okay,
Texas.
okay.
I want gay couple Joshua and
Wait,
Patrick together.
is Cheryl single? I don't know if Cheryl's single.
Oh, that could work.
I
That'd be
mean,
cute. I don't know.
okay.
I'm feeling bad for Patrick. I'm just saying. But I want
Will
Josh
says
to leave.
because everything's true on
Obviously.
Facebook.
Obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously.
So
Wow. That's
she's
crazy.
in prison. He is not. The kids live with him. By the way, he does have the kids.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Can you guys hear Ellie in the background? I'm so sorry.
I did. Yeah. I mean, it's not super loud, but yeah.
I'm
here.
pretty sure her
Hello.
dad is home. Anyway, here's the thing.
Get it, yeah.
We're not leaving right now, but after this stream, we are doing a patron only stream where we can chat about this, make some announcements, do another giveaway. We're still doing Patreon Plinko in here, so if you're a patron, hang out in here.
Yes.
But there's a special giveaway in Patreon that only patrons can get. This item will not be available to anyone else. It's a one of a kind. It's a one-off. So, patrons, please go over to that. I'm excited for this. I'm excited. We really want to start doing more for you. So we're doing this one-off, one-of-a-kind giveaway.
Yeah. Do you know how many followers this lady had?
Which one?
Like any Ashley Grayson?
So before she got in trouble, you can't see any of those accounts. She still has accounts out. I think you might be able to see that she had one, but they're all like
right.
And then her current Facebook account you can see, and it's got. I don't remember. I remember thinking,
stars.
I have almost that many on TikTok.
It's like,
because let's face it, we do nothing on TikTok, but somehow we have a lot of followers. And I'm very grateful. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah.
But I know that she had a ton. It didn't say exactly how many, but I know that she took off. She skyrocketed.
Yeah.
I remember one person saying that anytime she got on Facebook, that Ashley would come across her feed like all the time.
Oh wow. Yeah. I mean, I think the story it will be, any of these influencer stories would be crazier if it's like somebody you already had heard of or followed or whatever. It's like, and then something crazy comes out. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I've been like when Bill Cosby went down, it's like everybody had watched the Bill Cosby show, and then it was like, oh, holy crap, this is somebody I knew. Yeah. It's like,
and then now
it seems so lovable. And then it's like, oh.
You can't even find Jello Pops now. I mean,
come on. Why must Jello suffer?
The other thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about is let us know what kind of crimes. Half the time we're guessing, like, do you want the murder? Do you want the missing? Do you want the conspiracy, the influencer, the famous, the celebrity? Let us know. Yeah. We'll throw a combination of all of them, but if you can kind of tell us, because this is our passion. We love this stuff.
Yeah, this part's so fun.
So, especially if you guys throw stuff at us, that's even better.
Yeah. And that's where being on Patreon is awesome, because then you can vote. And as soon as I said when Bill Cosby went down, I was like, maybe that wasn't the best way to term that.
But even if you're not a patron, you can still send that stuff to us, because it'll still go in for voting, and we'll know more of what you guys want. So please
and I try to write some down, like if they're mentioned in chats or whatever, we try to make note of that kind of thing.
She has a spreadsheet. Like, when you tell us, we listen. So
and I've got like a little Notion database that I'm making, and and there's some cool ones I really there's a cool one that I messaged you about, Miriam Rodriguez, where it's like her daughter was killed by cartel members in Mexico, and she went out and got a bunch of them caught, kind of thing, and just had this vengeance run. And I think it would be a super cool story. So if that's one y'all would be interested in, y'all can vote on it in the next poll in Patreon.
Oh my gosh. And Adriana, I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to do some short content. Now, y'all know when I talk about doing short content, it could be a week, it could be a month, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
This is more time sensitive. It's more time sensitive, so I'll probably have to do it quickly. But in Idaho, in my area right now in Idaho, there's been some Idaho things that are crazy that have happened, and they keep bringing them here to get fair trials.
Right.
Well, Lori Vallow is off her freaking rocker, and there's some great updates going on here right now in Boise that I can't wait to share with you.
Oh.
And you guys all know about the ISU up in Moscow, the 5 sorority or kids that were taken. He's having trial here, and there's some stuff going on there too. So, now we all know I haven't covered that yet because of a deal that I made with my daughter. But now that we are actually in trial, I can start releasing some of the facts. And I'm probably going to toss that into some patron voting now that we are in trial and we can cover this with facts.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I hate getting into it before, there's a conviction or anything, because it's like, or at least the facts are coming out in trial, because it's like, it's so much just based on newspapers or whatever. And it's like, I want to know what I'm saying is true.
Michael, we are short content.
That's great.
So, oh wow, I got a little crazy with my clicker.
Josh,
jump. Yes. I was surprised. I do a lot of, Idaho has public records that you can search, and I do that when I hire people. My employees go into people's homes. So I do that in addition to their background check. And you'd be amazed. They get like social media sometimes. They get like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I did know that was a thing, but I figured it depended on the level of the crime kind of thing.
I don't want to get into my thoughts too much about it, but I think there's a line of what's a privilege and then what's just to keep your mental health, so that you guys aren't like each other in the shower. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
So I'm excited about some of that. I'm excited, Adriana, we need to plan our next time to get together to do some shorts and to do a stream together. So we'll get together and plan that. I don't know if it'll be coming. I say up. I always say up. Me coming down to see you, or you coming up to
We're
see
still
me?
working on geography.
Yeah.
It's in progress.
Oh my God. I got the best gift, surprise gift in the mail. It was a cup, and it was from Julie Like, and it says something like, "My friend, we live too far apart," or something like that, but I love you, or whatever. And it has Idaho with a line drawn to Florida.
Yeah.
And this is the cup. There's Idaho drawing up to Florida.
No way! No! That is perfect. For some reason, you believe that Idaho is like on the southern tip of the United States and everything is north of you.
It's just me. It doesn't matter where I've lived in my life or who I'm talking to. It's always like, come down and see me.
Yeah.
I live up here. But I'm always like, come down and see me.
Yeah. I love it.
Lilith is talking about Gypsy Rose. She is out of jail. And can I just tell you, why? Why are we watching all these shows that she has now? She's got all these shows like reality TV and this and that, and she's making all this money.
That's disturbing.
I mean, I know there's this whole victim versus perpetrator kind of thing, and I get it. But why would you take, let's say, victim, fragile, broken, went through some stuff. Let's give her instant success and a bunch of money. Let's say perpetrator. Let's take someone that did this horrible, awful thing and reward them with money and success. I just don't think it's a win either way.
Yeah, like to me, if you're a victim, or at least trying to like portray that you're a victim, then doing the show feels very anti that, like, I don't know, that it seems super, I would think you'd want to be out of the spotlight and just doing therapy and trying to figure out what living a normal life is like.
Now,
to-
granted, if you don't know who we're talking about, scroll back to like our way earlier Criminals and Cocktails. We did one on Gypsy Rose, and there's a lot of layers to that, right? I mean, so I'm not going to begin.
Yeah, it's a
to
complicated
on
situation.
her either way, because I have
Yeah.
a lot of mixed feelings, and none of them will come out correctly. However, I do have opinions on people making a buck on a tragedy, no matter how you make it or why you make it. I don't love that.
Yeah. To me, there's like, I don't know, there's a value in privacy. Something.
MC says she didn't have functional support. Correct. And I'm not going to get into this too much, but I will say, whether I'm feeling sorry for her or I'm rooting for her or I'm feeling sorry for the victim, and doesn't matter where I am. The bottom line is there was a tragedy, whether it's her or the mom or both or friends, family, all the people affected. There's a tragedy, and someone's making money off it, including
for anybody at
producers, directors, advertisers.
For anybody that this only vaguely rings a bell, Gypsy Rose was the girl who was a victim of Munchausen syndrome with her mother by proxy, where her mother was basically making her sick so that she could get a lot of charity and whatnot out of it, and attention and pity and whatever. And eventually her and her online boyfriend killed her mother.
Got her online boyfriend to take care of mom.
Yeah. So that might help ring the bell, because I feel like a lot of people have heard the case, but maybe you just like saw the name, you couldn't quite remember what it was about. That's what that was about.
So, I mean,
anyways,
another tangent. Hopefully, if you're a patron, you're here, you're gonna check out our after stream. We will be back Wednesday for another stream. We do have the master blender from Old Elk who has committed. She's going to come on and hang out with us all on May 7th. I think I got that right.
Yeah.
7th. She's super excited, which makes me super excited. So
awesome.
Awesome. All the things. Please, if you're a patron, come hang out. Don't leave yet to go to that. The link isn't even good until 7:30. Hang out. We're going to do Patreon Plinko. Those announcements will be made. We're going to do pub style. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some smack, all the things. I'm trying to find my stuffs. Oh,
Plinko video?
Oh no. I forgot to do the disclaimer, but it really wasn't too bad today. So if I was going to miss a disclaimer, this would be the one to miss. Adriana's going to send me some pictures of her and Hammy. What I need you guys to do is anything you can clip and send me. I want to make new intros. I want to make new Patreon Plinko intros. I want to make new CNC intros. I want it to show Hammy and Adriana and me and Murphy and all the things. So if you guys have any of that stuff, womenofwhiskies@gmail.com, please send it to me. Please.
I've already been downloading some clips stuff. So
guys, now is the time. If you're a patron, hashtag Plinko in the comments for a chance to play Plinko.
Patreon Plinko. It's the game to play. With whiskey in our hands, we'll make your day. Support the show. Enjoy the fun with the women of whiskeys. Cheers, everyone. Well, now you know, it's time for Patreon Plinko.
Okay, all I can see right now is Michael's comment. I think we're clipping you launching your dog across the room.
I was laughing at that.
I don't know that I do. And Michael, if you're saying that because you sent me one, resend it. I may have purposely ignored you. But
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no evidence. It never happened.
oh goodness. All right. So
Oh, getting in their last second the hashtags in.
Love it. Love that last second
Yeah,
step.
buddy.
Hoping Michael S. gets it since his name maybe didn't make it in last. But I know. And I don't know why that is. So Michael S. put in hashtag Plico early on in the stream, probably because he was still watching, but maybe couldn't type or whatever. And it didn't pick it up for some reason. He said, I haven't looked back, but he said he didn't see his name, and I believe him.
Oh. Yeah, maybe there's some time limit that it doesn't show us of when it has to be done. Lame.
If you guys missed the video of Adriana making this cocktail, all the ingredients are in the description, as well as all those juicy links. So, okay.
Yeah, buddy. We'll post it
Let's play
separately. It's a little thing.
Let's do some things and some things. We're going to...
I think... Oh, what could they win?
Good call. Nice job.
Like
That's
that?
why I got you, girl, because you just take care of me and all my dum-dums. There we go. Oh, let's remove that. Okay. A wow-wee topper. Women Whiskey's beanie, which, you know what, we're going to switch that up next week. I'm going to, actually, guys, I'm going to give you a choice of a beanie or a shirt because it's pretty warm coming up now for a beanie. So, beanie or shirt. Boxers or briefs, leather journal, which I write in all the time, $20 gift certificate, the Stossel nosing glass, the bottle of the week, or a Women of Whiskey's Glen. The bottle of the week is going to be an Elijah Craig pick.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it. We'll share some screens.
All right. Hopefully it works better for you than it did when I tried that one time on my own. And it was fail. Here we go.
There it is. All right. Let's collect some comments. 5 entries. Oh my gosh. See, I thought
y'all can see
earlier
the screen, right?
Get more entries, but that's good for you guys. Good for you
Buddy.
guys. Here we go. Dun 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 dun.
I feel like this song just became 2 different songs.
Yes, Lil! Lil wins! Yay! I love that because a lot of times Lil can't be in the stream on our regular Wednesdays for patrons. So congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, Lil, pick a letter A through F.
A through F. Pick a letter. Let's see what you get. So excited.
I am. Sorry if y'all just heard my dog's
by the way,
collar shake.
I was going to tell you, it is about time for us to send out our surprise patron gifts too, now that we're talking about patrons. So I'll get with you and let you know what we have in the bunker and what we're going to do.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Yeah, we will chat. Yeah, as I told you ahead of time, this week's been a little bit nuts, but hopefully after next week it'll slow down a little bit.
It's all good. The best part, you guys, Lil, we're just waiting to know if you want to drop this ball in A through F. Pick one of those. The cocktail, I liked it. I didn't put egg in mine, and she did.
Yeah,
I liked it
with
because it
egg,
wasn't too sweet with that lemon juice. I put a little extra lemon juice in mine.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't think it was that different from... Oh, I didn't see her thing.
I did not see that. I'm so sorry, Lil. My bad.
Huh.
Is that, do you see
Yeah,
it?
everybody saw it but us. Yeah, but I can't
Everyone
see
but us got it. Great. All right, we're gonna do it. Here we go. First of all,
it got
I'll show you
modded.
guys this. If you haven't seen it
because
yet,
it's
my
delayed.
favorite new glass from the NOLA Festival.
Yeah, buddy. My dog thinks you're an asshole. You're an asshole.
It sits on my desk when I do employment interviews. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. A, B, C, D. Here we go.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
One.
The football intro?
What?
Oh. The music I was singing, I think, was a football intro.
Oh.
Wow, we topper.
Topper. Yay. All right. So, Lil, let me know which address you want me to send that to, and I will get that on the way if you want that to go East Coast or across the pond.
That's a brand new thing.
I got modded. Damn robots.
Oh, when Lil did respond saying she wanted the D, it got modded because of that. Yeah. So that's why we didn't see it.
And that's why a lot
Great.
of times when I'm doing criminals and cocktails, I won't say the "m" word because that will sometimes get us a check. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I did
usually
notice you said unalived earlier.
or take
Oh,
out
that's
or because
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. For those of you that were watching last week, there was a video of the guy that was hand rolling cigars, and way in the background, so faintly that I didn't hear it, he had a radio going. We got a worldwide strike on that, and I didn't even know it was
What?
coming. I had to go back and like edit it, and yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. Damn. Come on. How long was the video? I thought you could play like for a few seconds at least.
Apparently, you can't because it was just a
Yeah.
few seconds. It was not long.
Wow.
So,
They go way
Logan, a
overboard with this
message.
stuff.
Is that board level? It went way left. The board actually is pretty level. I have a level on my camera, but not that that has anything to do with the Plinko board.
But it looks like it matches all up. I mean, it's on the thing, and that should be pretty level. So.
Yeah, it is. It's actually very level. I think Mullen's just like, I really wanted Michael to win since he kind of got screwed last week.
Yeah, piped
Like
last
I said, I
time.
said, Michael, I'll take care of you. And I've already got a couple of things that I'm sending out. Your little I'm so sorry package is sitting there as well.
Yeah.
You want a pic of the things or my wearing the things?
The things or am I wearing? Oh, that was to M. That was
Okay,
a conversation with M, I think.
Okay. Jack
Yeah.
Wesley. Hi, Jack Wesley.
What's that?
Have you been out with us before, Jack Wesley? Cheers.
I have not seen that name. Cheers.
Cheers. Glad you're here.
Drink water.
Mm.
All right, well.
Or
it's
as that
about
guy
time for
always
Patreon
say,
stream.
hydrate.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Here's the thing. If you're a patron, it is time. We have a link. You would have got a link. And you can come hang out with us. By the way, it's any patron, all the patrons, all the things.
Yeah. Hopefully we can see you there.
Okay. Remember, we made our cocktail. We talked about our crime. We did our things. We'll be back Wednesday, our usual time. There is no wrong way to drink your whiskey. Just drink it how you like it. Share it with your friends. And cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Oh.
And this too.